Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of This Week in Philadelphia Sports with myself, Liam Jenkins, where, as you might have guessed it, we go over everything that's happened this week in Philadelphia sports. Again. This channel, guys, and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could. If not, don't worry about it. But there's one place to start, and that is that the boys are back in town. LJ is back. I've been away for about 3 days, and it's felt like an eternity. I've missed you. And you, even the people that are mean, some of them, I've missed you lot as well. I forgot that before I started doing this full time, I booked an event with some friends, so I had to be in London for the last few days, which was a pain because I missed the preseason game. But I guess you could say Baltimore rained on the Eagles parade. I was just gonna go. But Chris Infante did a fantastic job with the watch along stream, so shout out to all of you who tuned in for that one. And LJ will be back in the booth. It's the finale, the pre-season finale, and then the NFL season starts. I hope you'll be there. Again, that's twice in one video, so you better be there now. But 3 days without making videos for you guys and just doing articles, it's been emotional. I've missed it. Being a workaholic, and then there's this, and I honestly find it really, really hard to relax. So we're back in the grind. There's going to be daily videos. Don't worry about it. I'm back now. But what have we missed? We could start at the preseason game. We could start with the thunderous weather, or we could start with something that truly shook the NFL to its core yesterday and how it pertains to the Eagles. So what we're going to do, we're going to flip a coin. I've caught it. Oh, we're going that way. So yesterday, 29-year-old quarterback Andrew Luck decided to retire from the National Football League. And Colts fans are in disarray. They've been burning jerseys. They booed him off the field at preseason. It's horrifying in every sense of the word. Andrew Luck has done so much for that organisation. And the fact that he has been through surgery after surgery, you've got to take into account the mental health aspect as well. He said he's fallen out of love with the game. Not every franchise, guys, is the Philadelphia Eagles. When Nelson Aguilar was struggling massively with self-confidence and mental health, and Jordan Matthews told me about I was trying to get him to open up, otherwise the team couldn't help. You've got Brandon Brooks, obviously very outspoken in his battles with anxiety and how supportive the team have been. Not every team is like that. Jacoby Brissett is seemingly going to be the guy. That's understandable. He's probably the best backup quarterback in the NFL. It does leave Frank Reich looking for a number 2. And on today's Wheel of Fortune, ladies and gentlemen, we have got 5 Eagles quarterbacks that could well be on their way to Indianapolis. But why, you ask? Well, obviously Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator during the team's Super Bowl run. The schemes are pretty similar. They look for the same sort of thing from their quarterback, and it would make sense from the Eagles' perspective given the fact they have got 5 currently on the roster. So let's start up top and work our way down. You've got Carson Wentz, who is going nowhere, alright? If anyone suggests that in the comments, there's an RKO coming. He's not going. Leave him alone, alright? Leave him alone. Josh McCown, on the other hand, I feel like would be the sort of person that Frank Reich would look for. A veteran to come in behind Brissett, hold the clipboard, help him read those defenses, bring all of those 16 years of experience. The problem is, he's just come out of retirement to do that for another young quarterback by the name of Carson Wentz. So I don't think McCown's going anywhere, and the Eagles would be very bizarre should they decide to let him walk. Then you've got T.W.I.P.S of Sudfeld, and this is a guy that I think a lot of people are pointing towards, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Like, if there's one quarterback the Eagles should trade to the Indianapolis Colts, it's not Nate Sudfeld. If you're Frank Reich and you're bringing him in to be a QB2, you've already got Chad Kelly there. And do you know what? Kelly's got off the field concerns, but on the field, he's a pretty good quarterback. And I would put Sudfeld in that same category. You're not going to bring on another Sudfeld. Now, the Eagles placed a second-round tender on him, so that's obviously going to be problematic because the Colts are going to have to try and at least give them some sort of value here. But the other aspects, and for me the most important thing, I've said this several times now, it's 2 minutes to go, you're down by 6, you're the Indianapolis Colts and the playoffs are on the line. Brissett rolls his ankle and goes down. Sudfeld goes into the game. Are you winning a game-winning drive? The answer, I guarantee, if you're watching it, is either a or a yeah or a no. It's so mixed. Like, you can't get that gauge because he hasn't had NFL experience. He had a lovely handoff. It was beautiful when Nick Foles went down, but it's not enough for me to put that trust in him. So I don't think Sudfeld is going anywhere just yet. Cody Kessler, on the other hand, who, except for looking absolutely awful in preseason, I think it's a good fit. He's a fringe level starter, a guy that was a 3rd round pick that has started 17 games in his career. He's a game managing quarterback, had 64% complete. You can tell I've been talking about this a lot, can't you? I think honestly, if Reich's going to trade for an Eagles quarterback, it might be Cody Kessler. I can't see it being Carson Wentz. It's not going to be McCown. Sudfeld is out still for 5 weeks, so that doesn't make sense. Kessler's got that kind of, he's a bigger quarterback. He's not been great in preseason, so the value might come down. He can come in a pinch and sort of guide you to a couple of wins. It's not the worst decision in the world, and I'm sure the Colts could give back as a 5th round pick, a 6th round pick, just something for the Eagles to take away that headache. And the final quarterback, who they are not trading for, is Clayton Thorson. And the one reason why they're not is because of this. Clayton Thorson! Da 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 da! Clayton Thorson! Da 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 da! Clayton Thorson! Da 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 da! Clayton Thorson! Da 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 da! Clayton Thorson! Pick of Josh McCown though. He was almost impressive in his preseason debut for the Eagles. As our merchandise, which you can get down in the description below, we have got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, but they're not here, they're over there and I can't reach them. And we've got long sleeves as well, where on the back they say PSN season, and you can get them, and then you can look great, support the cause, and find other people wearing this and go, oh, you like Philly Sports Network, you like that weird British kid too. So, you're basically best mates. On to the Eagles preseason loss, and while the score was dismal and the weather was dismal, Josh McCown wasn't. 17 of 24 passes for 2 touchdowns and 192 yards. Jeez! I mean, my voice can go that high, that's still not great, but that's mad. Like, for a 40-year-old to have been with the team less than a week to come in and put on that kind of performance, the Eagles are in good hands. I think their backup QB, that's exactly what you want from him. It's probably my biggest takeaway from the game is that Josh McCown comes in with such limited reps. Like, we don't know if he's conditioned. We don't know if he's going to be able to play that long. Comes in and just looks crisper than Smart Water. I don't know if you have Smart Water in America. It's like water, but filled with a buttload of vitamins and stuff. And I just think it tastes a little bit crisp. I could have just said crispier than a crisp, but then you call them chips and I call them crisps, and then there's fries, and we're not having that discussion yet, alright? Meanwhile, Cody Kessler looked not great. It really wasn't great. And no offense to Kessler, but if it gets to a point in a preseason game where I'm thinking, I wonder if I could complete a pass in preseason faster than Kessler can, it's not a good look. I mean, he's been slapped about, he's falling over, there's limbs everywhere, he's missing completions. It's just not a good look for Kessler. So get him to Indianapolis is what I say. And then Josh Hawkins and Jeremiah McKinnon combining to make a duo about as effective as pineapple on pizza. He was also traded for Cardinals safety Rudy Ford. I mean, you know, we've got the Clayton Thorson song, well now we've got a Rudy! Oh, I need to stop. Actually, someone's going to kick me off of this. I'm gone. He played 10 games in 2017, 13 in 2018. Hasn't yet registered double-digit tackles, but I feel like given the Eagles lost Paul Warlow, this could be a special team signing. He may sneak onto the roster here. The team already lost Blake Countess. Let's not forget that. That could be his replacement. And given the way that the chances of Trey Sullivan making a tackle are the same as me not being massively awkward in a social situation, I'd say there's a chance he sneaks on. But we couldn't talk about preseason without JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and I can't tell if I sounded like I had a mild speech impediment when I said that. But Arthegatron, see, saying that makes me sound like I watch Power Rangers, but I do love a bit of Lightspeed Rescue, so 8 passes, 104 yards, and a touchdown. The man blew up against the Baltimore Ravens, and guess what? There's going to be a film room tomorrow, so don't you worry about it. I think Corey Clement had a really good game. He should be solidified now as the Eagles running back 4. He just burst in like he'd never been away, and that's pretty much silenced the whole Wendell Smallwood making the team crowd. Although, for some reason, the talk of Smallwood and a Clowney trade is on my timeline. Just do me a favour. Don't tweet about the Eagles trading for Clowney, because it won't happen. The only Clowney there is, I'm not going to be mean to you, but don't do it, alright? The Eagles also released Paul Warlow last week, so there's an extra spot on the linebacker depth chart to be made up for. Will that go to Alex Singleton, or LJ Fort, or TJ Edwards, who again had a really, really good preseason game against the Ravens? The last 2 weeks have been a TJ Edwards emergence show, and I'm here for it. The undrafted free agent has looked great. He's really stepping up to the plate, and I'm rhyming so well, I might as well call him my best mate because he's making this team in its current state. As for Stefan Wisniewski, wasn't great again. I said all season long I don't think he makes a team, and it got to the point where Nate Herbig was taking reps before him. But one player to watch going into week 4 is Alex Ellis. Caught a touchdown, made a great special teams tackle while Josh Perkins drops a pass. A recurring theme for old Perkyson. Just keep your eye out in week number 4 for Alex Ellis. I think he's going to bring a little bit more to the table than people expect. But on to the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 7-3 in their last 10. Oh, that's right, the Phillies are rolling. Playoffs are abounding. Huh? What? You mean they're still 5 games off the Nationals? What? You mean they swept at Fenway and then lost to the Marlins? Huh? What?
Perform. You're not performing as I want you to perform.
I'm performing as I want me to perform.
I don't want you to perform like that.
It's a good performance. Let's agree to disagree.
At this point, I think the Phillies are about as consistent as a Vindaloo curry. It's not great. It's just sloppy. Sometimes you get a nice bit of chicken. Other times, you're in the bathroom. It's been a wild season for the Philadelphia Phillies. About the only thing that will take you from up there to down there again is going to be LJ's love life stories, because one minute it's great and the next year, actually it's been a flat line for a solid year, so maybe we are just the Miami Marlins at this point. But also Bryce Harper on paternity leave, baby Bryce is on the way. Oh my god, there is a baby Bryce, and I'm going to cry, and baby Bryce is on the way. As for the Sixers, hero Mike Scott wants fans to boo Jimmy Butler, and I stand that. Now, I'm not a guy that likes people booing players unless there's a good reason for it. For instance, take Andrew Luck last night. I think that was severely out of order. I support Charleston Athletic. We've got a cluster of fans that don't like our most prolific player because he's a little bit of a diva. However, booing Jimmy Butler for being Jimmy Butler would make sense, and I'm all with Mike Scott on that one. And the Philadelphia Union took a huge swing at DC United last night, climbing to a win. Kasper Chabolko is on fire. He's had 12 games to his name now. The Union are still top of the league. If you're not into MLS, if you're not watching soccer, now's the time. The River End is on fire. Not literally. Don't actually catch fire. Don't do that. But you've got a real chance at some postseason soccer here. Tensions will be high. It's a really exciting sport to get into. Just give it a shot, alright? But that is it from me, guys, for another week of This Week in Philadelphia Sports. I hope you've enjoyed it. If not, don't worry. But make sure you leave a like, drop your comments on all of today's opinions down there, and make sure to follow us on Twitter and say hello, because that'd be great. But from myself, Liam Jenkins, PSN, I'll see you next time.